Greetings. My name is John Pedersen. I'm superintendent at the new Underwood School, and today we're going to film another session of It's Your School. It's May 28th. Students have reminded me that we have 10 days left for seniors and that we have 14 days left for everybody else. Today, my guest is Olivia Edoff. Olivia is a busy lady like most of the students in our school. So yesterday, let's talk about yesterday, Olivia. You were in Pier and I had the opportunity to attend that event. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday. What happened?
Well, I got to attend a state academic excellence event, and it was the top 1% of all the students in South Dakota. And so there was about 200 kids there, and they just wanted to kind of recognize us for the hard work we've put in. And so it was really cool to go, and they had the governor there and some of the state board there, so we got to talk to them, and they gave some little speeches and stuff, and we got a certificate and a pin for everything we've done, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. And you know, the thing I think that's somewhat unique in New Underwood anyway, it was really close. I mean, we had several students that were right up there at the top that do fantastic academically, and you just so happened to win the lottery yesterday, and you were recognized, and you know, and very deserving. Olivia, you're a busy lady. One thing that you're in, and I've had the opportunity to, I guess, observe the past few months, and that is our student council. You're president of the student council. Let's talk a little bit about what projects you folks have undertaken and what's been going on in regards to that organization.
Well, you know, this year we had 2 students in our student body that were hit pretty hard with some medical things. So student council made a decision at the beginning of the year when we found this out that we really wanted to focus this year on helping them and their families. We wanted to make sure that the community had somebody to lead them and rallying around them and supporting them. So most of the year has been really focused on just like fundraising activities and just recognition for those 2 kids and making sure that everybody supports them and everything that they've gone through.
You know, that's before I got here, and I certainly know those students that you helped out. I mean, we don't have to mention names, but let's talk a little bit about the challenges those 2 have faced.
Well, they've definitely had a lot of problem with missing school, I know. One of them, he's doing some catch-up work and things, and there's actually a senior here that's helping him with that. She's doing that as part of her senior project, just trying to help him catch up with his classes and stuff. But, you know, they've both come through it so well. They have such good friends here, and the community's been so good at just making sure that they know that everybody's here behind them and that we support them, and we would never do anything that would make them feel uncomfortable, and everybody's been really good about adjusting to their challenges.
And you know, Olivia, I think that's one thing that I've commented on a lot in my short stay here is that the uniqueness in a small school. And I have been a part of some larger schools, and I don't want to take anything away from them because they do some good things for some kids as well. But I'm not sure that a large school would have the capability to have the whole community and to have the whole school involved. And you know, like I look at this situation, and the young man, the little boy, is a first grader, and he lost a leg. I mean, very severe. And he's really had a struggle. And then the other one, you know, had a cancer situation. That's a third grader, a third grade girl, and you folks stepped up, and you know, I think it's commendable as that family has struggled. You know, another thing, I guess, to talk a little bit about would be something that I have not been a part of before. And that was it a summit? They call it a summit?
Yep, a student summit event.
Tell us a little bit about the student summit event.
Well, this year I decided to do juvenile law and focus on that for my senior project. And it took me a little while to come up with a give back for that. And finally, after talking to my teacher, I decided I wanted to do a student summit. And basically what it is you select students that you feel would be really good about voicing their opinions about the school and really summarizing the whole school's ideals about this school and what they think need to be fixed and what's good about it. And then we took an administrator, which was yourself, and a teacher, and we all went over to the community center and had a really good discussion, just really in-depth that morning about everything in the school and just trying to compile everything so that it was in one document in one place and people could reference that. So after we were done, I personally went through the notes that we took, and I went and made like a compilation, and I did a write-up about it. And I did 3 different parts. I did the things that kids thought were present in the school now, whether it was good or bad, and then we did a solutions part, and then just the raw data. And I've distributed that to yourself as well as the other administration, and the office has 2 copies for the reference of whoever wants to look at it.
And you're going to go report, I think, to our next school board meeting, aren't you? You're going to share that information.
Yep.
And you know, the thing that I want to share, a lot of times when we ask for a written report, we get 2-3 pages. You've given me the report, and it's multiple pages. You put a lot of work in.
Yeah, it took a long time.
Yeah, and you know, and I think it's beneficial. I mean, coming from students, you talked a little bit about what we do well, and you talked a little bit about what we need to do better. And I think that'll be beneficial to the new superintendent. I think it'll be beneficial to the school board as we strive to improve a good school and even make it better. You know, when you started out talking about the summit, let's talk a little bit about what are you going to do when you get big? What are you going to do? What are you going to do with your life after New Underwood?
Well, I've been accepted in the honors program at USD, so I'm planning on going there in the fall. And right now I'm planning on majoring in both criminal justice and political science. And then hopefully post-graduation I'll apply to law school there at USD and go through their Juris Doctor program.
What kind of a lawyer do you want to be?
Juvenile. I want to work with juvenile law and be like a public defender or a public prosecutor. I do ultimately want to be a judge, so I know I have to work both sides of the system and get a good feel for both. However, I'm really looking forward to, well, maybe not technically looking forward, but I want to handle abuse and neglect cases. So I know that'll be really hard, but it's something that I've kind of always wanted to do.
You know, I usually start out at your school with this, and so you know, we're deep into this thing, but let's back up. Tell us about yourself. Who are you? Tell us about your family. Where do you live?
Well, I grew up on a ranch in northeastern Custer County. My parents own about 500 head of cattle, and I just lived there all my life. We've always lived in the same house, and I was in 4-H for a really long time. I still am. I'm graduating this year, and just from that, it taught me to be so involved in my community and in my school. And then when I got to high school and was in a position to apply for leadership, I got to, this year especially, be very involved in that. And I just take pride in the fact that I really want to change my school for the better, and I want to make sure that I leave it better than I came.
30 miles on mostly gravel roads.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now you got 500 cattle. You got any horses?
Yeah, we have about 20 head, so.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about last Saturday. What was going on there?
The New Underwood Youth Rodeo Club, we put on our annual practice rodeo, but this year we decided to do it at the event center in Rapid City. The reason for that was last year we had a little bit of trouble with the weather, and it was pretty bad. We were kind of wondering if we'd even get to have it. So this year we thought, you know, let's move it into the event center where it's indoors, we don't have to worry about weather. And in addition to that, next year they're actually going to have all the practice and regional rodeos moved up. So we thought it'd be better if we were the first ones to do that and kind of get our spot before everybody else did it next year. So on Saturday we had 2 performances and a round of cutting between them. And everybody got to come. We had a really good turnout. There was about a little over 50 barrel racers, so in rodeo terms, that's quite a bit. And it went really smoothly. I'm sure there's some things we can probably improve on next year. But overall, it was a great turnout.
It seems like we've got more ladies than we do men in rodeo, don't we,
Yeah.
in the school?
There's 13 members and only 6 of them are boys.
Okay, okay. Was there only 13 participating Saturday, or do we have more New Underwood kids?
Just the New Underwood kids, there would be 13.
Okay.
But we actually have kids that don't go to New Underwood school in our rodeo club.
Yeah.
So there's not quite as many New Underwood kids as that.
Okay. Let's talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is not only improving test scores, but improving the appearance of our school. Student Council, the students are going to get involved in Pride Day. What are your thoughts on Pride Day?
I think it is a great idea. We've never really had anything to this extent at this school. And basically, I just feel that it's really great for all the kids to have a chance to just take a day and do what they feel needs to be fixed. Everybody here knows that when they walk down the hall, they see something, and they really wish somebody would fix it, but there's not really any time between the janitors taking care of everything else to make the improvements needed. So I think it's a great idea that the kids get to do all those little things that they see and they want improved, but there's never really any time.
You know, Olivia, a student like you, and we have several of them like that live a distance from New Underwood. You're a long ways from a lot of schools. You know, you had the option naturally to go to Custer, to go to Rapid City, to go to Wall, to go to New Underwood. You know, tell us a little bit about the selection process.
Well, actually, my sister's just a year older than me, and when my mom was going through options of where to send her, it was really tough because at that time New Underwood was having some difficulties, and they were just getting new administration. So she was a little concerned about that, but it's really quite a ways to drive anywhere else. Custer's almost 2 hours away for us, just with the bus ride and everything, and then I mean, she wanted to maybe go to Douglas, but at the last minute she found she couldn't. So she brought Georgia here, and they took her on the day of school, the very first day of school. And Georgia just got along great. She just loved it here, and she liked that it was a small school and people knew her, and she could talk to her teachers when she had problems. So then I came here too, and I wouldn't have changed it.
Okay, good. Well, we're glad your family made that choice, and we're glad, you know, I think we've got like 90 open enrolled students here, and we're glad they're all here. So with that, I think we ran out of time, Olivia, so we've got to say goodbye to the audience. Thank you.